Hi, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tim. I upload new videos every week that are all about running. And I tried to make this experience as convenient and easy for you as possible. So if you want to skip around in this video to the parts that are of most interest to you, I've laid out some chapters for you. All you need to do is open the description, and there you'll see some timestamps. Simply click on the timestamp for the part of the video that you want to watch, and it'll take you right there. Today, I'm looking at a brand new shoe from Hoka. It's a carbon-plated racing shoe, their Rocket X. Now, Hoka claims that this is a groundbreaking midsole that combines responsive agility with soft, forgiving landing. Now, we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. But first, I'm going to take these out for a run, and then when I get back, we'll take a close look at this shoe together to see if it might be the right carbon-plated racing shoe for you. So it's a bit cool out on that run. It was 37 degrees. The feels like temperature was 30 degrees. So a bit chilly, but it's Michigan, and it's going to get a whole lot colder as the time goes on. But definitely one of the more cooler runs that I've had so far this fall. So let's talk about the Rocket X. It's a unisex shoe. Its stated weight in Hoka's website for a men's size 9, which is what I wear, is 7.4 ounces. Now, this is a unisex shoe, so that weight also would apply to a women's size 10 or 209 grams. It costs $180 US. And let's just dive right in. We'll take a look at the upper. Now, this is considered to be an open mesh upper. That's lightweight and breathable. I would say that breathable is a bit of an understatement. This shoe is really cool. The minute I took off out of my car and started my run, it was cold on my toes. So, the breathability factor is just really off the chart. It is really something. Very comfortable. I would have loved to have had this shoe to be able to run in those 90-degree weather that we had over the summer. So it's a little bit cool underfoot for fall weather, but it's really comfortable. I got a really solid lockdown feeling across that midfoot. I did have, however, a little bit of pucker right at the start of the laces or the eyelet chain. The material itself reminds me a lot of the Rencon and how that material feels. And you can see that it's pretty stripped down. They have just their 3D overlay as their logo across the middle section of the shoe. And they do have a bit of a plastic overlay on that heel counter as well. So let's take a look at the eyelet chain. Again, as I mentioned, there was a little bit of pucker there at the start when I was cinching up my laces. And it's difficult to see, but they do have reinforced material both on top as well as underneath in the cage area for those eyelets, just to give it a little extra durability. So again, you don't have to worry about your laces ripping through that upper. And it's pretty standard. There really isn't anything crazy going on here, but it does a terrific job of getting you cinched in and locked down across your midfoot all the way back to that heel cup. So very comfortable. I think Hoka did a fantastic job with that upper eyelet chain. Now let's take a look at the tongue of the shoe. Now I wouldn't describe this as being padded really, but it is a thicker material. And it is a semi-gusseted tongue. So, if you're a fan of a gusseted tongue, Hoka gave it to you with the Rocket X. I felt like it laid flat on my foot. It was very comfortable. I didn't have any issues with the tongue at all, migrating around or otherwise. So, nice job. Now let's take a look at the padding around the heel collar as well as the tab of the shoe. And you can see that Hoka was pretty generous here. Now remember that this shoe does weigh a bit more than some of the other racing options that are out there like the Endorphin Pro or the RC Elite. However, part of that is comfort. So what you're gaining in weight, you're also gaining in padding and comfort out on your run. So I found it to be really comfortable, and certainly there are times when I'm more than willing to add a little extra weight to my shoe if that means that I can be comfortable when I'm out running. Now let's take a look at the heel counter of this shoe. And you can see from the pinch test that it has a good deal of structure, and that provides a really solid heel cup for your foot to set in. I felt really locked in and secure when I was out running. Also, you'll notice that it has some reflective material around that heel as well. And it does not have a pull tab. It would be nice, but you know what? It's a racing shoe, so they're trying to keep the weight down, and I'm okay with that. That heel counter also provides a lot of stability to this shoe. And as someone who tends to overpronate, I really appreciate that. So let's slow some of that run footage down so you can take a look and see what my heel or what my ankles are doing when I'm running in these shoes. And you can see that my pronation is just at a healthy level. So these shoes are really comfortable for me to run in. And talking about comfort, one of the things that Hoka did include in the Rocket X is a removable insole. Now, this is not what I would say a plush or highly cushioned insole at all, but it is removable, and I do appreciate that. Moving on to the midsole of the shoe, it has a 32 millimeter stack height in the heel and a 27 millimeter stack height in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter drop of their EVA foam. Now, Hoka claims that this is soft, responsive, and I have to agree. It has a 1 millimeter carbon fiber plate that runs through that midsole as well. But I didn't really feel that carbon fiber plate as much as I have in other shoes. And in this case, I would say that's a really good thing. Sometimes carbon plated racing shoes I can find difficult to get into a nice smooth gait cycle or rhythm in the shoe. I didn't have that issue with these at all. In fact, they feel terrific underfoot. If you're a fan of Hoka, you're going to love these shoes. If you're not a fan and you've run in, for example, their Carbon X or their Carbon X SPE, this is an upgrade to that. And I think that you might do yourself a favor, and if you have an opportunity, give it a try. This is a different feel underfoot than those shoes have been in the past. It's a little bit more lightweight. It does feel more nimble, and I just felt like it was a super smooth ride, both from my heel strike all the way to my toe off. Now, is it as responsive as maybe some of the other carbon-plated racing shoes out there, like the Next Percent? No, I don't think that it is. But for someone like myself who enjoys a little extra stability and likes that smooth, cushioned, comfortable ride. And this is a more cushioned shoe or feeling underfoot than the Carbon X SPE is. Much more than I thought it was going to be. And I really enjoyed it. I've been enjoying running in these shoes since I got them. So now let's flip these shoes over and let's see how they're protecting that soft EVA foam that they have in that midsole. And you can see that they have rubber in the high abrasion areas around in the heel where you're likely to see wear first, and in that forefoot area. So, I think that they did a good job in covering up the parts of that EVA foam that again would be those high abrasion areas. So I think the durability on the shoe is going to be, pretty solid for a racing shoe. And, it wouldn't surprise me if I was able to get, say 400 miles out of this shoe. And for a racing shoe, I think that's pretty decent. So let's talk about the performance of the shoe and what it's like to run in it. The upper, it performed extremely well. If you live in hot weather conditions, you're going to love the upper. The breathability on this shoe is fantastic. A little cool for Michigan this time of year, but again, it won't be in the summer, so I'm going to enjoy this running in this shoe even more so when summer comes back around and it gets up into those 90-degree weather. The midsole on this shoe, I wouldn't say it's the most responsive racing shoe that's out on the market today, but it has a decent amount of energy return. What I did love about this midsole is that it feels so natural underfoot. This is one of the most smooth running racing, carbon-plated racing shoes that I have been in. I really enjoy the natural feeling that I have underfoot when I'm running in them. This shoe, I felt like with that early stage meta rocker, that it was really promoting a midfoot to a forefoot strike. And I'd just be curious if others have had that same experience. So if you have, maybe put it down in the comment section below, because I think it might help out other runners too who are trying to make a decision if this is the right carbon-plated racing shoe for them. And along those lines, if you're a Hoka fan and you've enjoyed running in their shoes in the past, I would say definitely yes. This is an excellent option for you to pick up for race day. It's, again, not the lightest shoe out on the market, but because of the comfort and the way that it fits my gait cycle, this has become a top contender for me on race day. And I enjoy running half marathon distances. And this shoe, I think, is going to be perfect for that. Also, the weather conditions that I was running in, it again was cold, and at places it was wet. And, that outsole rubber did just a fine job in helping me, stick to that pavement. So I didn't have any issues of feeling, unsafe running in wetter conditions. So I think overall this shoe performed really well out on the run. Hey, I enjoyed making this video for you guys. If you enjoyed it, maybe give it a thumbs up. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.